What's up, YouTube? Jaws Killful coming back at you with another video. Now, I know I haven't made any videos in a while because mainly I had, stuff going on like work. I'm studying. I'm taking care of important things in my life at this point. So, basically had no choice but to take some time away from YouTube in regards to making videos. But moving into to what I want to speak about in this video is people who say that TFL is not real and they've never lived that type of life themselves. I've been on YouTube and I've found people who said, TFL, the whole concept of TFL is not real. They say it's stupid and they find it funny that, people believe in TFL. And what I want to say is that one thing I've known is that this mostly comes from people who have no trouble getting women in their life. That's what I'm noticing. I'm noticing that these claims are coming from people who have no trouble at all getting a date in their life and have had no trouble getting dates in their life for the most part. They'll tell men who have it harder in regards to their dating life that TFL is not real, that, you just have to work on yourself, stop being negative, improve your personality, stop being so boring or whatever. They'll tell these men all these, they'll give these men all these suggestions on what they should do to improve their dating life, And here's what I want to say to these people. Do you really think that because TFL is not real, I mean, you obviously never lived that type of lifestyle before, so you don't have a judgment call on whether true forced loneliness is real or not, It's like saying this. It's like saying that I don't have cancer, or I've never had cancer, so that must mean that cancer is not real, right? Cancer is not real. You've never had it before, so the whole idea and the whole concept of cancer being a deadly disease is nonsense, because cancer doesn't exist, right? No. You can, people can say whatever they want, and think whatever they want. It doesn't make it valid. Just because you think that something is not true doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of people up here on YouTube that are speaking out about it. They're speaking out about true forced loneliness, living TFL, pretty much being denied a dating life because either they're not found attractive by their opposite sex, or because they're being themselves. Their personality isn't necessarily in line with what most women nowadays want. And because of this, they have no other choice but to pretty much spend the majority of their youth, struggling to find that person who they're compatible with, struggling to find that person who will accept them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men, they don't want to approach women because in their minds, through the experiences that they've had, they're undesirables to any woman they come across. And Big Boss Calvin actually made a video a few days ago discussing why men don't approach women. And he's right on point with everything he says in that video. If women didn't act like such difficult people, You know, if they weren't so brass and mean in how they go about rejecting a guy, I mean, men wouldn't be so afraid to approach women. You know, more men would approach women, even though I think that women should definitely take the initiative to approach too. You know, I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it's biologically natural for a man to approach a woman." None of that nature biology nonsense. All right, don't bring that nonsense to my channel. You know, our society has changed. You know, there's no rule in nature saying that a man is supposed to approach a woman all the time. There's no written rule written in stone by nature saying that a man always has to approach the woman. Women can more than approach a man. They have that ability. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I believe that. Hold on, give me one sec. I'm sorry about that. You know, some people and some cars passing by just kind of caught my attention. But anyway, as I was saying, I was saying that, you know, women can approach men, and women not approaching men is a major contributing factor to why a lot of men nowadays are living TFL, are living true force loneliness. These these men, they're emotionally scarred because of their experiences, and you can't blame them. You can't blame these men. They're emotionally scarred by the way women have treated them in the past. You know, they're emotionally scarred. And then with the whole dating scene set up nowadays, you know, the man is always expected to take the initiative and go to the woman and approach her and strike up a conversation or so-called spit game, which I don't believe in game, because game is a bunch of nonsense and lies. You know, any woman that tells you, or anybody in general that tells you that you can't get women because you have no game, don't just ignore them, just brush them off, because what they're telling you is not straight up nonsense. Any woman that wants game is superficial and she's no good. She's no good low life trash. That's what she is. She's no good trash. And as Bill Greathouse would say, you show her the door and make sure the door hits her hard in the ass. Show her that door and make sure that door hits her hard in the ass. If she's all about game. I don't do that game nonsense. That woman's gonna be straight up with. I'm gonna be straight up with that woman, and she better be straight up with me. She had better be straight up with me. If we're gonna have anything, and get into anything, any relationship, she better be straight up with me, and not lie. You know? And I'm not gonna lie to her. I'm gonna tell her straight up what I expect out of a relationship. I just find it sad that a lot of these men, they're living TFL. A lot of these good men, they're living TFL. And they're being screwed over by these women. You know, they're being laughed at by men who are probably no good and are getting women who don't really deserve them. You know what I'm saying? Who don't have nothing good going for them in their life. You know. While the nice guys are, you know, who have stuff going for them, who are very productive members in our society, you know, they're being screwed over. You know, women aren't given the time of the day. You know, they went throughout maybe middle school, you know, struggling, attracting women. They went through high school, struggling, attracting women. And now they're in college or entering, you know, the job force. And they're still having that same trouble communicating and attracting women. You know, women's just, for some reason, aren't coming their way. They're just not compelling enough to draw a woman's attention. Is what I'm saying. And I'll tell you the truth. About 90% of women are like this. About 90%, approximately, are like this and display this type of behavior and force so many men to live TFL. And then people want to come along and say that TFL isn't real. They want to come along and say that true force loneliness is not real. Really? Really, guys? Come on. Not because you don't have an issue with getting women, or because you're flourishing in your dating life, that means that other people aren't experiencing this phenomenon we know as true force loneliness. I mean, I know a lot of guys up here on YouTube who are very productive. I mean, my main man Kent, he has a job. You know, he has his own car. You know, he's very productive. He does things. You know, he goes out. He puts himself out there, and yet he's still having a hard time. You know, attracting women. Still, no women are coming his way. You know, savvy guy. You know, I'm pretty sure he goes out. I watch his videos. He said he discusses, you know, his whole life situation. You know, what he does normally. Normally, you know, how he goes out and he has conversations with different women, and a lot of them won't take that extra step into, you know, accepting a relationship with him or asking for a relationship out of him. So this is no joke, man. This whole thing is no joke. TFL is real. TFL is a real phenomenon. No lie. No lie, it's a real phenomenon. And anybody who wants to say that it's not real or is just made up or is just something that goes on in people's head because they have, you know, whatever, they have issues or whatever, then those people are just delusional and they're blind to what's really going on in society. When people they're on this simp syndrome, simpitis. They're on simpitis. Yeah, I said it, simpitis. A lot of the men in our society today, they're suffering from simpitis or manginochondria. There's just a crying shame. Crying shame. You know, all I want to say is that TFLers, you know, keep your heads up. You know, don't change yourself for any woman. As I always say in my videos, you know, do you, be who you are. If a woman can't accept you for who you are, it's their loss, not yours. You know what I'm saying? If you find a woman, I mean, hopefully you will find a woman in your life at some point that will accept you. And if you just can't find a woman right now that will accept you, you know, try to stay positive and, you know, go on about your life. Because just as Kent always says in this video, it is what it is. And on that note, I'm going to end this video right here. This is Jaws Killful signing out. Peace.